Good morning. Welcome to Essential Yoga. I'm happy to have you here. This is February. This is the month of connection, really cultivating an open heart. I think that it's really important right now to move into the heart space and get out of the head. January is so much about setting goals and resolutions, and we think a lot. We do a lot of planning in January. And now it's time to dip back down into the heart for the month of February. So today's class, you're going to need 6 essential oils. And remember, I can always send you samples. I'm happy to do that. So you're going to need frankincense. You'll need wild orange, geranium, ylang ylang, a blend called Balance, and a blend called Aroma Touch. 2 of my favorite blends. So that's what you need. So find a comfortable, quiet space to practice. Remember, when I teach yoga, I turn my camera off because I don't want to interfere with the sensations and kind of the discovery that you're having about your own body. So I'm going to turn my camera off and we're going to dive into this beautiful program. And I'm going to educate you on the oils and give you a beautiful yoga practice. So get comfortable. Go ahead and start on your back and make sure that you have your wild orange handy. Actually have all of the oils handy. And if you have a diffuser, go ahead and throw some of the ylang ylang in there. It's that beautiful floral. If you don't have a diffuser, it's no big deal. If you have samples, you're just going to snip them right out of the bottle and put them on your hands. And then if you have full-size bottles, that's great too. So go ahead and get your oils nearby. A glass of water is wonderful to have, or a stainless steel container of water. And let's get busy. So go ahead and find yourself on your back and let's get going. All right. Get comfortable here. I'm going to talk a lot about the heart today. One of my favorite quotes, and I want to start this practice out to kind of guide us, is love is not something we give or get. It is something that we nurture and we grow. A connection that can only be cultivated between 2 people when it exists. With each one of them, we can only love others as much as we love ourselves. Brené Brown teaches us that. And I love that. I love that it's this connection that we cultivate, not just with 2 people, but within ourselves as we learn to love ourselves. The workshop today, the class today, uses essential oils designed to help us open up the heart, maybe even find some space for forgiveness, to let go, maybe to, greet the world from a place of balance rather than always being in the mind, kind of coming into the heart as well. February is the month of the heart where we open up to sort of a new view. We move ahead with a sense of love and trust. And the oils that I chose for this class is just a wonderful combination of aromas as well as some emotional benefits. Beautiful. Just start to get comfortable. Start to find yourself just paying attention to breath. Not really doing any muscular engagement at this point, but simply just breathing. Just breathing. You might place your hands on your belly just to feel this connection to the breath and the body. Perfect. We're going to start out with that sweet, wonderful floral called ylang ylang. Some people just call it lang lang. Physically, this one is a key essential oil to equalize and balance some pretty key functions in our body, like our respiratory and our circulatory system. This one is commonly used in perfumery because it's just got that beautiful feminine sweetness to it. Physically, this one acts as a little bit of an aphrodisiac. So if we have some troubles with balancing our hormones and helping us to connect with others, this one's going to be a great choice. Because it's a floral, it's super calming, kind of lessens our stress and tension and gives us a chance to kind of cool down, bringing the nervous system into balance. Emotionally, this one is often referred to as the oil of the inner child. This one is known as a powerful remedy to help connect to our heart. It brings out sort of this childlike qualities and nature, helps us be innocent and opens up some of those feelings that come up when we want to become intimate. This one helps sort of release some of any fears that we might have. And I picked it today just to start the practice, to set the stage for this calming and yet approachable nature within, so that we can begin connecting from our hearts to bring balance to our often overactive mind. So go ahead and unscrew the cap of that beautiful ylang ylang. And just take a little dab and run it underneath your nose, like along your mustache, I say, just so that it starts to come in to that important part of our brain that is responsible for emotions, state of arousal, memories. And just let that beautiful floral start to come in. Nice. Go ahead and bend your knees and place your feet on the mat. The knees will be up towards the sky. And we're going to take our arms as far out to a T as we can, palms face up. This subtle lift of the palms starts to amplify the heart, starts to say, we're going to work the heart space today. We're going to open and stretch through the heart. And come into the space of, I'm going to lead with my heart and bring balance to my overactive mind, so that when I'm interacting with others, I'm coming from love, as love. Nice. Drop your knees over to the left. Your head's going to naturally turn to the right, and that's beautiful. Go ahead and bring your knees back up to center. Drop them over to the right, and just watch as your nose knows exactly where to go and your eyes turn. Beautiful. Bring your knees back up to center. Give a quick hug in. Letting your knees come towards your chest. And then begin to rock just a little bit front to back. Tiny little rocks, giving some excitement to the spine here. Some blood flow, some circulation. Keep your head down on the mat and just rock just a little bit. Beautiful. Now we're going to take our knees and start to open them in big circles, bringing them back to touch, pulling them closer to the chest, opening and closing. Getting into the hip joint here, we often hear that the hip and the heart are very closely related. We tend to stuff a lot of emotions deep down into our body, and they kind of lodge into our hips, which is why we often will have a lot of tension in our hips and our low back. And then reverse your circles and let them get bigger as you open the hips. Beautiful. Take about 4 more of those. And then draw your knees into your chest. And then tip over to the right side. And the right side is symbolic for kind of giving us a little bit of energy as we move into the day and into the practice. It's setting into motion that you're ready and you're prepared. Use your left hand and press yourself up to a seat. We'll be in a cross-legged seat, just an easy pose, we call it. And then go ahead and bring your hands behind you. And your fingertips will go away from you towards that back edge of your mat. You're going to lean back onto your straight arms, palms flat. Let your nose rise up to the ceiling and feel this expansion through the chest as you extend the heart up. Nice. Take a breath or two. You go ahead and begin to bring your hands around to the front. Place them just in front of your bent legs, in front of your feet there. Palms down. And now tuck your chin, round your spine, push against the floor. Maybe even creep your fingers out a little bit further in front, and then elevate the palms, but push into the fingertips. Feel the roundedness. Think about the shoulder blades here for a moment. Think about them separating and the heart radiating through that opening. Just always have the heart going forward. Sometimes it's nice to spread those shoulder blades and symbolically say, you know, I'm going to send love to my past. I'm going to send love to what has come and is behind me. And that's that place of forgiveness. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Here's a nice time to put a drop of that wild orange into your water, or you can just smell it. Either way, you're going to get great benefits. We're going to come into a twist here, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about wild orange. You can smell it in the bottle. So vibrant, so beautiful. Probably the oil I order more than any because I use it every single day. Talk about why. Go ahead and find a straight spine and take your left hand, move it over to your right knee, and bring your right hand behind you, almost like a little tripod, straight arm. We're going to move slow through this twist. You'll take a breath in and then start to bring your belly button over towards your right hip. And just feel a slow rotation of the lower spine. Then you'll take another long breath in, get taller. Maybe your belly button starts to turn towards the right just a little bit. Get long again, really finding length on your inhale. Then your sternum begins to turn to the right, and you'll just follow as eventually the eyes will go to the back. So let's talk about wild orange. We're going to stay in this twist. Twists are wonderful for cleansing the body, and wild orange physically is so high in antioxidants and supportive to the immune system. It's a powerful cleanser. It's great against seasonal and environmental threats. There's things that come at us all the time, but it's super uplifting for the mind. When we take this one internally or even topically, we can have some relief from any tummy troubles. We can have a little boost of energy, a little bit of cleansing going on. I love the emotional aspects of this one. Go ahead and take a breath in and then winds back to front. We're going to take our hands in front again, round the spine, open up the heart to the back. A lot of love to every step that has brought us to where we are today. Go ahead and re-lengthen your spine. We're going to take that twist to the left side. Your right hand will find your left knee. You'll get long through the spine. And you'll begin in that same way, taking just the low belly to the left. And then the belly button. And you'll move up the spine. Emotionally wild orange. This is the one that I think has a very powerful effect on moods, and it's harmonizing and balancing. So most citruses are going to give us that boost of jolt of happiness. And wild orange can do that, but wild orange is also a wonderful oil to calm down those anxious thoughts that we have. It's known as the oil of abundance. And I think it's been called that. I mean, there's a lot of science behind where people come up with what this oil is the oil of. But when you measure an actual vibration of a person who feels incredible abundance, it is going to measure at the same frequency the vibration of a plant known as the wild orange. So there's science here coming together with what the mystics have known forever. So this one helps reduce anxious feelings, kind of calms down those crazy emotions, but it also inspires creativity and playfulness and joy and happiness. This one helps us to feel fearless. I love this one, and I chose it today to help us recognize that there is such an abundance of love that surrounds us. There is a fullness if we choose to tap into it to lift us up. Go ahead and wind back to front. You're going to take your palms in front of you again, but this time roll over your knees and come to all fours. Just start to find some movement here. I like to make big oval shaped circles with my body as I drop my hips back towards my heels and then kind of roll forward, even taking my body past my shoulders, lifting my nose and then circling back towards the heels. I like to really have this feel very organic, very sensual, very full of fluid and motion. Just start to really feel here. That's why I believe so strongly in not having you watch me do the practice, but instead watch you do the practice. Feel your body here. Once you feel that you have moved in this oval, go ahead and reverse the directions. Let your head fall, chin fall. Puff up your spine. Push your heart forward. Imagine that you're stirring this beautiful energy of love and abundance and goodness just through your mat, through your body. Just feel it happening. One of my favorite ways to warm up the body is in this way. Take just a couple more. Beautiful. And now come to just a traditional tabletop. Maybe spread your hands, reconnect the hands to the mat. Tops of the feet are down on the mat. And then we're going to turn and look over our right shoulder and then allow your hips to move over to the left, really creating a C curve with your spine. And then you'll come back to center and you'll look over your left shoulder and really push your hips to the right. Feel that. It's beautiful. Come back. All fours. Right arm is going to lift up towards the ceiling. Eyes are going to follow it. So we're opening up the heart to the right side. Beautiful. Take a big breath in. And now lower your right hand and slide it underneath your left, palm face up. And you're going to scooch it out to the left side of your mat and then lower onto your right shoulder and the right side of your face. Hips are going to stay high here. So it's a version of threaded needles. Sometimes we let our hips sink back towards our heels in a child's pose version. But let this one be high and elevated. It allows you to get some more space. And now if you want just a little bit more, take your left arm and wrap it around your low back and just feel that opening through the shoulder and through the heart and breathe. Just breathe. Start to slip the right arm through. Bring the left back around. And then find all fours. Just sort of reset here. Maybe take a cat and a cow, lower the belly, round the spine, and get reconnected to this position. Let's try that on the left side. Left arm goes high first. And now weave it underneath the right, palm face up. Get as long as you can. Lower onto the left shoulder, the left cheekbone. Maybe stay here, hips are high. Maybe this is enough for you. If you want a little bit more twist here, bring your right arm around your low back and breathe. Nice, slip the arm through. Come back to all fours. Wonderful. Go ahead and tuck your toes. And let's make our way to downward facing dog. So the hips are going to go up and back. Beautiful. Just pedal out your down dog. Maybe find some movement. I like to turn my head, turn my hips, bend a knee. Nice. Then take a peek forward towards the top edge of your mat. Begin to walk your feet until you get there. And as you make your way to the top, go ahead and grab your frankincense. Beautiful, beautiful essential oil. Go ahead and keep that frank just in your hand and slide your hands halfway up. Take a long breath in. And then exhale and forward fold. Go ahead and set the frankincense down on the mat just in front of you. Heel into your feet out wide. Maybe as wide as your mat. Now bend your left knee a lot. And this forces the right leg to get straight and then turn and lift your right arm up to the sky. So we're getting this beautiful stretch, but notice how your shoulders and your heart is opening again. Lots of these movements today to kind of open up that space. Take a breath in and then lower your right hand, shift the weight into your right leg, bend your right knee, straighten your left. Begin to let your left arm go up to the sky. Feel that rotation, feel the opening. Stay and breathe. Take a breath in Lower your left arm as you exhale. Slide your hands up to your shins. Take a breath in and look forward. And then exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Let's try that all again. Bend your left knee. Reach your right arm up. Take a long breath in. When you exhale, lower the right. Shift the weight to the right foot. Your inhale brings your left arm high as you bend the right knee. And then exhale, you close. Let's do it one more time. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Beautiful. Bend your left, reach your right, and close. Bend right, reach left, breathe. And fold. Go ahead and grab your frankincense and then begin to rebuild your spine all the way up to stand. When you get to a vertical position, walk your feet in or step your feet so they're just underneath your hips. Go ahead and unscrew the cap of the frankincense and dab some onto your finger. Maybe rub it into the palms of your hands. Cup your nose. Take 3 beautiful breaths in. And go ahead and place your right palm in the middle of your heart space. Close your eyes. This powerful and incredibly rare oil, and yet it's so diverse in and around the body. Frankincense is the one oil you want. If you can only have one, this would be it. This one historically is known as a holy oil, and it's been used in sacred ceremonies for anointing and helping spiritual awareness. It's distilled from a tree, frankincense tree, in the Middle East and in Northern Africa. This one is highly researched for its help in building a healthy immune system. And it's also very popularly known to rejuvenate skin. Emotionally, this is the oil of truth. This one connects us to our spiritual selves, creating a healthy attachment to those fatherly figures in our lives. This one reminds us that we are loved and protected, that we can break free from our pasts. This one is an ideal choice for those somebody who's seeking evolution spiritually, or sort of an awakening. And I picked it today to open up our heart from a place of peace, love, and support that comes deep within us and connects us to our highest self, the place that is only pure love. Take a breath. Go ahead and bring your arms high to the sky. And now lower them T-shape, high as your shoulders. We've made a shape of our body like a T, palms face down. Nice. Now just turn your palms up and notice that subtleness of the heart, it lifting an inch. Next, inhale, bring your arms above your head. Beautiful. When you exhale, lower them back down to the T. We're going to play with our heart here. Inhale, arms go high. Big breath. Maybe the eyes follow up. Exhale to a T. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, arms go high. Elevate the heart. Exhale to a T. Stay right there. Take a breath in. When you exhale, begin to rotate all the way around to the right. Just twist. Keep your arms to a T. Your left hand will eventually go in front. Right hand goes behind. Maybe eyes follow. Feel that. Wind yourself back to front. Keep reaching your arms out to a T. Take a breath here. Exhale. Turn to the left. Keep rotating. Keep rotating. Keep rotating. Beautiful. Breathe. And now wind back to front. Lower your arms, roll your shoulders. Take your right arm up to the sky, long breath in. Reach up and over your head and feel the opening through the side body of the right side. An inhale will bring you up to center. And as slow as you can, let your right arm float down. There's no hurry. Remember, we're finding balance today. Life's fast. Let's move slow. Inhale, left arm goes high. Big breath in. Exhale, reach up and over. Feel that. Beautiful. Come back to center and lower your left arm. We're going to create sort of a sequence here. Take your feet just a little bit wider, maybe as wide as your mat, maybe not quite that wide. You'll feel it. Toes are forward. Inhale, arms go high. Big breath in. Nice. When you exhale, forward fold. Bend your left knee, reach your right arm high. Big breath in. And then exhale, forward fold. Bend your right knee, inhale, left arm goes high. Take a breath. Exhale, we fold. Let's slide up halfway. Take a breath and forward fold. We're going to rebuild the spine slow. When you get to the very top, you'll exhale and lower your shoulders. Just your right arm's going to reach high. Big breath. Up and over you go to the left. Maybe sway like a palm tree. Inhale up. Slow as you go, right arm floats slow. Inhale, left arm goes high. Exhale, up and over. Beautiful. Inhale up. Let it just be smooth and pleasurable. Left arm floats. Inhale, arms go high. Maybe look up. Exhale, forward fold. Drape your body down. Bend your left knee. Reach your right arm. Notice how we just are flowing here. Right arm floats. Bend right knee. Left arm goes high. Let it float. Come up halfway. Breathe. Sink really far in your fold as you exhale. We're going to take it one more time. Roll the spine up slow. Get to the top and exhale. Just your right arm, up it goes. Sweep it over like a palm tree. Beautiful. Come back to center. Let it float. No rush, no rush. Your inhale brings your left arm high. And you reach up and over. Come back to center. And forward fold. Stay right here. And now begin to heel and toe your feet so that they come closer. This beautiful forward fold. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Begin to walk your feet back to the long back part of your mat. So we're going to be in a push-up. Walk them back long. Beautiful. Drop to your knees. Go ahead and lower down as slow as you can, coming all the way down to your belly. Put the forehead on the mat. Walk your hands off of your mat onto the flooring that's next to you. Maybe carpet, maybe tile, maybe wood, maybe you're outside, maybe you're wherever you are, it's perfect. Let your elbows rotate up towards the ceiling, palms down, forehead down. And so your shoulder blades are squeezing together. And your next inhale, push against the floor and begin to elevate the heart. When you exhale, turn and look over your right shoulder. Feel that rotation. Beautiful. When you inhale, come back, lift your nose a little bit higher. And when you exhale, turn to the left, drop your right shoulder. Do you feel that? Come back to center. Let's try it one more time. See if you can really rotate as you turn your head to the right. Feel that. Come back to center. Take a breath in and turn, turn, and turn. Beautiful. Come back to center. Lower your forehead. Walk your hands in and make your way to down dog. It's one of my favorite ways to really open up the shoulders and the heart. Going to take your right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Now bend your right knee and just let your hips stack as you roll up. Just like that. Your heart's going to roll to the right. Beautiful. Now this is a little bit tricky, but we're going to play with it. Come back to three-legged dog. Straighten your right leg. Bend your right knee and bring it in towards your belly. And now take your right foot and shoot it over to the left. Let it fall on the floor. And now press the hips back into this down dog with your right leg through that window. So you're on the outer edge of your right foot over to the left. Sometimes this is referred to as fallen tree, but it's a beautiful stretch for the outside of the right leg. Start to slip it back in, find downward dog, wiggle it out. Don't worry, we got two sides, we'll figure it out. Left leg goes high, up to the sky. First, bend your knee and let it roll as you stack the hips. Heart moves to the left. Beautiful, come back to three-legged dog. Left leg is high. Here we go, bend your left knee, bring it in towards the belly. And now extend it out to the right, let it find the floor. Press the hips back. Do you feel that stretch on the left side of your leg? On the outside, called your IT band. Beautiful, slip it through, come back to down dog. Fantastic. Let's take the right leg up to the sky again. And now bring it forward between your hands. Lower the entire left foot to the mat and come up to what we call warrior one. So the heart is going to go forward, the belly is going to go forward. And now take your hands onto your hip bones and make sure they're both square to the front of your mat. Oftentimes the left hip is sort of jutted out to the left side of the mat and we want it forward. So for most of us, we need to separate our stance just a little bit and get on two separate lanes of traffic. Make sure that the whole left foot is connected, especially the outer edge. And that's going to activate some of the engagement of the inner thigh muscles that we want to target. Now bend your right knee an extra bit. Bring your arms high. And then see if you can just slightly elevate the heart. Try not to compress the low spine here. We get into trouble there if we want to have too much of a back bend here. We want our head to be cradled between our biceps, not touching the biceps, but that's where our arms are. Sometimes we can push just a little bit of the heart forward, keeping our head in alignment here. This is called warrior one. Nice. Now, bend your elbows and see what it feels like to lift your heart, lift your gaze, maybe arch your spine just a little bit. Little back bend here, heart opener. And now come back to warrior one, arms go high. We straighten our spine just a bit. And now bring your hands behind you, interlace them behind your back. Make that little woven basket. Drag your knuckles down your backside. Straighten your arms, squeeze your heart forward. Notice your shoulder blades again coming together. Take a breath in. And now hinge forward. Let your right shoulder skim the inside of your right leg. Your eyes are going to go back to your left foot. We're rounded over in a posture known as humbled warrior, the humility of a warrior. Sort of the opposite of that fierce warrior we were just in. It's reminding us of humility and grace. And you'll breathe. Beautiful. Maybe your hands are starting to leave your low back and reach up towards the ceiling. Still connected, but we get a shoulder opener here. Maybe not. And then we're going to begin to lower the hands back to the low back and unslip them from their woven basket. And then rotate on the heels, turn everything towards the left. You'll be in a wide forward fold. Beautiful. Now from this wide fold, start to bend your left knee just a little bit. And then reach your right arm up to the sky. We've been here before many times today. And then lower your right hand. Start to shift over to the right. Bend your right knee slightly. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Do you feel that? Beautiful. And lower your left. Turn your toes so that they're in the same direction as your heels. A nice long parallel foot. Come up halfway. Take a breath in. And then exhale, fold a little bit deeper. And then go ahead and start to rebuild your spine. Come up to stand. We're going to rotate the left toes to the back edge of the mat. The right foot is going to come to a diagonal. The left knee is going to bend. We're going to be in warrior one at the back of our mat with our left knee in front and it's bent. And so make sure, again, touch your hip points. It's a nice guide. If the right hip is to a diagonal, make sure that you separate your feet. This also protects the knee joint. And then when you find your hips square, bend a lot into the left leg, press into the right foot, and take your arms high, like cradling your head between your biceps. Find that fierce, powerful warrior. You know, last month we talked about the vision of our year, the vision of our life, maybe setting an intention, having a word, coming up with an I am statement. And there was a lot of cognitive work. There was a lot of planning and goal setting for many of us. Maybe a new pattern was set. But it's really important to balance that fierceness with the softness of connection and love, the softness to balance out some of that mental chatter. Go ahead and bring your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together at the back. This pushes your heart forward. And you'll take a breath in. And then you will skim forward. Left shoulder skims the inside of the left leg. Maybe the hands stay on the back. Maybe they rotate up. The eyes go to your right toes. The humble warrior. The humility. Such a beautiful virtue. It can often lead to wisdom, affection, peace within relationships. Beautiful. Start to lower the hands, then unslip them. And begin to turn back towards that long left side of your mat. We're going to bring our heels in. Bend your knees and lift your torso into goddess pose or horse pose. So the knees are bent, spine is straight. And start to tee out your arms here. Palms face up. Remember when we started with that skin stretching of the palms up and we rotated? We're not going to rotate here. We're going to sink into our hips. Remember, hips and the heart are very much related. And as we reach our arms as long as they can be, we sink and we give just a little bit more to our hips. Beautiful. Go ahead and sink an inch and then begin to rise. Lower your arms. Pivot on your heels and turn back towards the top of your mat. Nice. Just stand again. Close your eyes. This balance of assertiveness in the warrior with the humility of the humble warrior, the balance of the mind with the heart. How do we connect those two in our relationships with ourselves, with our relationship with another person, Are we too much in our head? Do we worry too much about doing the right thing, saying the right thing, being the right thing? How can we balance and bring more love from the heart? We're going to come into a slight heart opener, a slight back bend. I want you to bring your hands behind you as if you're slipping them into your back pockets, fingertips down. And now take your elbows and attempt to squeeze them towards each other. Spine's going to stay straight. Keep your eyes forward. Now just play with, for a moment, shifting the hips slightly forward by pressing the palms against the glutes, just an inch or so, not much. Keep the elbows squeezing together. That's a natural heart opener. Beautiful. And now, just above the hip bone, at the belly button area, see if you can push it just an inch forward, just slightly. Notice what's happening as we do this. The heart is beginning to elevate. We're starting to lean back just a little bit. That's as far as we need to go today. We don't need more. Just a slight elevation of the heart, slight back bend. Very modified, standing up, camel-ish. Come back to a straight spine. Close your eyes. Because we need to always remember the balance of life. It's always fun to play with balanced postures. And it's fun to get out of our head and into our body in a way. But it requires a focus and a diligence that only the mind can bring. It's such a dichotomy. Like, we don't want to be in our minds, but we need our mind. And that's that balance. So go ahead and shift the weight over to the left leg. This one's a little bit tricky, but I'm going to guide you through it. So we have the weight of our body into our left leg. Take your right arm and just open it up to the right as if you're holding a tray, like a waiter, and then tuck your elbow into your right side body. And then bring your left arm in front. So left arm's in front. Right hand is palm face up as if you're holding a serving tray. And we're going to reach down with our right hand and capture the inside of our right foot. So you have to lift it up behind you. Yes. Now that you're holding on to the inner part of your right leg, begin to lift it, kicking it back as you reach your left arm forward. We're standing on our left leg. This is called dancer pose. You'll get 2 chances to try this. Take a breath in. Without snapping or just flinging your right leg down, lower it, release it from the right hand. Arms come down by your side, close your eyes. Let it go. Let it go. It's not about perfection here. It's about an exploration. It's about just playing. Remember, ylang ylang is that oil, the inner child. As children, we never worried about screwing up a standing thing. We did it all the time. Like, hey, watch this, watch this. Dip into that playful spirit that's in you. Shift the weight into your right foot. This time your left hand holds that waiter's tray. Right arm goes in front. And that's our setup. Now begin to lower the the left hand. Capture the inside of your left foot as it reaches back and behind you. Now start to hinge from the hips. Reach with your right hand. Keep reaching, keep kicking into the left. This beautiful dancer pose. Notice your heart, it's rising. Take a breath in without snapping or flinging. Lower the left, arms come down by your side. Close your eyes and let it go. The good news is we're gonna do it again on each side. Now that you kind of know where we're going. So shift the weight to your left leg. Right hand holds the waiter's tray. Left arm goes forward. Start to straighten your right arm so that you can capture the inside of the right foot. Grab it, the ankle, the calf. Now sweep it to the back. Keep reaching with the left arm. Reach, reach, reach. Feel that? Now lift your heart. Lift your nose. Beautiful. Take a breath in and lower everything. Fantastic. Close your eyes and breathe. One more side. Remember, you are not defined by your ability to stand on one leg. Practice self-love here. Practice self-love. love. Beautiful. Right leg gets the weight. Left hand holds the waiter's tray. Right arm reaches forward. Now bend your left, release your left arm from the bend into a straight. Grab your left foot. Beautiful. And now begin to lift. Lift the heart. Lift, lift, and lift. Beautiful. Take a long breath in. And release. Go ahead and heel and toe your feet out wide. Turn your toes out, heels in. Press your palms together at your heart. Close your eyes for a moment. Now breathe as you begin to bend your legs. Come into a wide yogi squat. Maybe you come halfway, maybe you come all the way. Your hands stay pressed at the heart, and the elbows come to the inner thighs perhaps. Go ahead and release the hands and lower the bum. Bring the soles of your feet to touch and grab your aroma touch blend. This beautiful blend of oils includes marjoram, basil, lavender, peppermint, cypress, and grapefruit. This one is by far my choice when it comes to relaxing, calming, and soothing my muscles and my joints. So go ahead and take a few drops of this into the palms of your hands. I love the smell, but I love the smell of basil and cypress. Go ahead and apply them to the inner arch of your feet, your ankles, your toes. Just give yourself a beautiful little foot rub here. Remember, anywhere we put oils on the body, it goes in systemically. So if our shoulder is hurting, it's nice to put it directly there, but we can also put it just anywhere, and feet are a great place. We'll go into the circulatory system of our body, get into the bloodstream, and much like if we take something for aches and pains, and it gets absorbed into the bloodstream and it reduces that uncomfortable feeling in the body, essential oils work the same way. So this one promotes circulation in the tissue, which helps break down some of those tension knots. You know, like a muscle strain is just a cluster of cells coming together to form a knot. So the cypress and grapefruit specifically are the oils in this blend that really help to promote circulation and kind of break up those cells so that they're a smooth tissue. It's also known as the oil of relaxation, as it opens the heart and the mind and provides just a wonderful comfort, especially during grief or sorrow. It can slow down the body into a relaxed state and the mind as it releases tension. It's great to use for anxious thoughts or sort of those racing mind things where we can't seem to get our mind off of a certain wheel. I picked it today just to help us connect to that inner place, to quiet down the mind, to find harmony in the body. And then go ahead and take a few more drops into the palms of your hands and rub it on the back of your neck, along your shoulders. Beautiful. Begin to straighten up the spine. If it's started to get comfortable, just going to come into a seated tree. Bend your right knee and place the right foot to the inside of the left leg. And just sort of begin to drape the body over that straight left leg, just coming into a nice hip opener that's a little bit more passive than some of the other hip openers. Start to rebuild the spine. Let's just take a twist over to the right. Maybe your left hand finds your right knee. Twists are so good for cleansing out both emotional stuff and physical stuff. Come back to center. We'll switch sides. Right leg goes straight. Left knee bends. We open it up. And then we drape our body over. Then go ahead and come on up again. We're going to bring the soles of our feet to touch again, but make sure that there's plenty of space. It's called an omega pose. So it's not the seated butterfly where the heels are close to the base of your body. The heels are further apart. So there's a big giant diamond shape between your heels and the base of your body. And go ahead and grab your geranium. It smells exactly like it should, like a geranium. You either love it or you don't love it, but I want you to try it. This one is such a beautiful floral. It's primarily used for skin and balancing emotions, but it also is great for more blood flow and circulation. It's great to calm nerves and ease some of those anxious feelings that we have. I want you to take a few drops into your hands. And remember, layering oils is actually better than using one single oil. They work synergistically together. So by putting a lot of oils onto our skin, we're actually doing our body an amazing favor. Rub it in your hands. It only takes a drop or two. Cup your nose. And then place your hands on top of your feet and start to round your spine, coming into this tiny little turtle shell. You should be able to smell the beautiful aroma as you get your nose close to your feet. Elbows like to tuck in, spine rounds, eyes closed. This beautiful floral. Remember, all florals are going to be calming for the skin, calming for the emotions. So we think of essential oils in certain categories of plants. Our florals are going to be the ones we turn to for skin, for hair, for nails, and for emotions. This one helps restore our confidence in the goodness. This is sometimes referred to as poor man's rose because rose essential oil is very expensive, but this has much of the same properties as far as emotionally helping us to establish some trust and to reopen the heart, kind of softening those edges of wounds that we have, that we carry. This one can instill a lot of unconditional love and trust. For those of us that get stuck in our mind, we want to go back into our heart. And I picked it today towards the end of the practice just to help us connect to ourselves from the place of unconditional. Stay a few moments in this beautiful, beautiful place. And geranium is an oil that has grown on me. It was one I didn't really like, but I find myself different seasons of my life turning towards different oils. Right now I'm in a floral mode, and I think has to do with part of my refinement, my softening. Whereas for many years I wanted only trees because I wanted to be grounded and strong, powerful and steady. And that's all fine and well, but I'm really leaning into softening. It's beautiful. Go ahead and start to rebuild your spine. You'll grab your last and final oil as you make your way onto your back. This last blend is called Balance. Go ahead and unscrew the cap. Speaking of trees, here you go. If you're a fan of the forest, this This is your blend. Go ahead and take a dab of it and just rub it on your mustache, underneath your nose, maybe along your nostrils. I love this aroma. This is when I put into lotion. I have unscented lotion and I put 2 to 3 drops every single morning and put it on my shoulders to ground me. The smell is amazing. Go ahead and take a few more drops. You can never overdo. Well, sometimes you can, but in this one you can't overdo. Just put some on your heart. This has spruce in it, frankincense, more frankincense, blue tansy, which is a floral, hoe wood, and blue chamomile. So it has 2 florals in it that are incredibly calming. The color of this one is actually blue from the blue tansy and the blue chamomile. This one's designed to help ground our emotional and physical body. Once you get it on your body, on your heart, under your nose, bring your knees into your chest. Keep them tight. Open your arms up to that T shape we've been at and drop the knees to the left. This one is an excellent choice for keeping us centered and balanced. This one relaxes muscles and joints, so it's great to add to a massage or a bath. I love this harmonizing blend of connecting the body and the mind and the spirit. This one helps us to reconnect to our roots. And I chose this oil to finish out our practice today, to help us take in the layering of all of the aromas and connect them into our heart in a really grounding way at the close of this beautiful time together. You'll switch sides. Beautiful. Now go ahead and come back to center. Take one final squeeze, one final sniff of your hands. Begin to make your way into your final resting stop. Take a long breath in and a long breath out. Go ahead and take a moment to be grateful for the beautiful gifts that the earth gives us in the form of plants, therapeutic properties of these plants in oil form. The aromas, the beautiful benefits of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Take a moment to be grateful for your body, moving, breathing, vibrant and alive. As always, it is such an honor and pleasure to share with you this beautiful practice of weaving in essential oils, yoga practice. I'm so honored that you choose to spend your time with me, and I look forward to the next time, and I hope that you continue to enjoy my practices. If you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you need samples of any of these oils to enjoy the practice at its fullest, please reach out to me. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.